let's move to the skill positions in the NFC South. I'm going to guess, I don't know, man. To me, it seems like we got a tie for the bottom.
It felt that way trying to rank them.
All right, so who you got with the fourth?
All right, so I'm going to start this one off with the Falcons. And the reason I'm going to do this is because the Falcons don't really have anything long-term proven on this team. Cordero Patterson had a great year playing as a running back, former wide receiver, one of the best kick return, punt return guys to ever play. Like, he still has that versatility. Even at, I think he's 32 years old now, he still has that versatility. He's still really fast, like he always has been, in a big body. But again, he's 32 years old. Without Matt Ryan there commanding this offense, what can you really expect from him? I think he's still intriguing for that offense because Arthur Smith knows how to use running backs. But we'll see with that. He's a good talent, but nothing that I'm crazy about. They brought in Damian Williams to be his backup. He's a career backup. Now, the wide receivers, they drafted Drake London with the 8th pick this year. Obviously, last year they draft Kyle Pitts with, I believe it was the 5th pick. They got him. So they have a couple of really big weapons here. Drake London, again, not NFL proven. He's a rookie. We'll have to see what he does. But from what I've been hearing, he's looked really good in training camp. They also brought in Bryan Edwards. He's a fine 2 or 3 option, but nothing crazy. Alamati Zahias, he's another guy, as a 2 or 3 option, nothing crazy, but you like to have him as a piece. There's nothing crazy about this team. They have a bunch of depth guys at wide receiver that have been in different places. Good for depth, nothing crazy. So for me, the Falcons had to be the clear choice to be the worst skill position group in the NFC South.
Yeah, and unfortunately, not having a solid quarterback, it's going to be a long year in Atlanta for sure. So obviously, anybody that's paying attention knows that the third spot on the skills position is going to go to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, and one of the deciding factors for putting the Panthers third and Falcons fourth is that the offensive line, the Panthers have actually done work on their offensive line. And I try to factor that in a little bit when we're talking about the skill position players here, because Falcons have one of the worst, if not the worst, offensive line in the league. But the Panthers here, they have CMC, they have DJ Moore. 2 of the best at their position in the NFL. People don't talk about DJ Moore enough for what he's been able to do with the kind of quarterback play that he's had in his career. He is a great receiver, man. If he can get some sort of consistent quarterback play from Baker Mayfield this year, then people will really see that they've been sleeping on DJ Moore. Robbie Anderson, consistently a guy that's going to get you anywhere between 750 to 1,250 yards, depending on kind of target share that he gets. He's all right. He's still a burner. Terrence Marshall Jr. is the guy that we're going to be looking for on this roster. See if he takes a step up in his second year and garners more targets, garners more playing time. So he's a guy that a lot of people are looking for. The only other guy of note on this offense is going to be Rashard Higgins. I mean, bringing him in as a depth piece. He had some playing time in Cleveland. If one of these guys gets hurt, it's not the worst option to throw out as a 4th receiver. But there's nothing crazy on this offense outside of CMC, DJ Moore, compared to the other offenses that are above them in this division. So for me, they were the clear option to be the 3rd pick in the division.
All right. No arguments here. And if anybody watching has an argument, drop it in the comments so everybody else can make fun of you. Just being honest. All right. So here's the interesting question. We have the Bucs and the Saints. Which one are you going to put at the second best core of skills positions in the division?
So for me, it just feels like the tides have turned with the way things have gone. And a lot of people might disagree, but I don't care. I think the Bucs are at the second best skill position group in this division, and they still have a lot of guys. And I'm not saying they're bad or anything. I just don't think they're the best in this division because, look, they still have Leonard Fournette. And we just have to see if playoff Lenny can be all year Lenny. If all year Lenny is good, this team has a huge ceiling. But playoff Lenny doesn't play like that in the regular season. So we'll see with that. But they don't really have anything behind him. They drafted a rookie, Rachaad White. We'll see what he is in the NFL. He's currently 2nd on their depth chart. So he clearly hasn't done enough to win that job yet. So we'll see. And then obviously you go to the wide receivers. This is the bread and butter of this offense. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They got Julio Jones. We'll see if he can stay healthy, stay on the field. He might only play, every other game type of thing with the way that his career has gone lately. Russell Gage, a lot of people are talking about him in camp. He was with the Falcons to start his career in free agency. He went to the Bucks, and he's a speedster. A lot of guys have been talking about him. We'll see if he can get in space in this offense with all the other weapons that they have. And then obviously they have the depth to go behind it. We've seen Scotty Miller make some plays in this offense. Tyler Johnson before Brashad Perriman has made plays for the Bucks in the past. And then they have old trusty Cameron Brate somehow still playing. Gronk has come and went. Cameron Brate's still here for the Bucks. So he's going to be there. They also signed Kyle Rudolph to back him up and give him some relief. So they have a lot of playmakers on this team. I think they're going to be a really good offense. Once again, obviously with Tom Brady manning the quarterback position, but they are not the best in the NFC South.
Okay, I have to play devil's advocate. I mean, you do know that the Saints were like 28th in total offense last year, and the Bucks were second.
Yep.
Pretty bold statement.
Yep. See, and I think a lot of that plays into the fact that Jameis Winston was out for most of the year, because when you look at what that offense was doing while Jameis was there, I mean, they were prolific offense. Again, they started the year with that 38-3 demolishing of Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and Jameis took them to 5-2 in that time. And obviously, they didn't have Michael Thomas at all last year either, so that's going to hamper the numbers. With Michael Thomas coming back into the fold for the Saints, I think that'll change for them.
All right. I also have to throw in Dennis Allen was driving Sean Payton's car, and we're going to see what Dennis Allen's capable of, and that could just sink this entire conversation if he hasn't figured out how to win games yet.
Yeah.
So, and so my point is that, Winston started out 5-2 last year. It's like Barry Switzer came in and won a Super Bowl. Barry Switzer didn't win the Super Bowl. Jimmy Johnson won the damn Super Bowl. Barry Switzer just happened to be the head coach at the time, right?
Right.
And we've got all kinds of examples of that. So his 5-2 start was in Sean Payton's system. I hated that Sean Payton's gone. I wish he would have ended up in Miami. I know that's a huge scandal, and that would have, if he ended up in Miami, I may not have been there anyway. Water under the bridge. I hate it that he's gone. I like Winston, but I wish Sean Payton was there and Winston was under center, and we could really see what he's capable of. But maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe Dennis Allen does know what he's doing.
Yeah, and I think, the good thing is that not only was Dennis Allen promoted from within, but the rest of the coaching staff promoted from within. Everybody that's been familiar with how the buildings worked, how the offense works, because Dennis Allen's a defensive guy. So, they're still going to be running the same offense. But then you look at the Saints, and we talked about Michael Thomas coming back for the 2022 season, but they also brought in Jarvis Landry. They drafted Chris Olave, who, even though he's an Ohio State guy, with my bias aside, Chris Olave is going to be a star in the NFL. They also have Marquez Callaway, Traquan Smith have been depth guys for the Saints for a little while. And Alvin Kamara is the interesting piece because, when the Pro Bowl is happening, he got in that fight in Vegas, and it's been said that he's going to keep pushing back the court date to where he ends up getting his suspension in 2023. So it looks like and sounds like Alvin Kamara is going to play the entirety of the 2022 season. So assuming he's there, they have Alvin Kamara. They brought back Mark Ingram to where he started his NFL career. Still has a little bit of juice to be a number 2 running back. I think he'll be able to make it work. And then obviously you have to throw Taysom Hill in with the running backs, the receivers, and the tight ends, because with Jameis Winston being the for sure quarterback, Taysom Hill is going to be, once again, their gadget guy. You're going to see him playing a lot of different places. He'll get reps at quarterback throughout the season, but not, real reps. That'll be Jameis's job. But I think with everything that they have here, the versatility that they have with all the weapons and the depth that they have on this team, for me, the Saints had to be the best skill position group in the NFC South.
Okay, point made.